What do you feel like the biggest key was turning things around at the top of that second quarter there?
I just think, playing without two starters and another guy in Melt, who's one of our first guys off the bench, it's an adjustment. So first quarter, we were just trying to get a feel and obviously struggled to make shots, but I just liked the fact that we kept poised and everybody who came off the bench played well and made a big impact. And that's all we talked about in the first quarter. A couple timeouts. Just it's a long game. We'll get there, but we took care of the ball. 8 turnovers for the whole game, which always is going to give us a chance to win. And then our defense kicked in, and obviously Lindy Waters came in and lit it up and changed the game.
Spotlight's obviously on Jonathan entering his 4th season. You moved him to the bench tonight. He plays a season high in minutes. I'm just curious on your perspective on where he's at rotationally with you. I guess why the move to the bench and what. Well,
without Steph and Wiggs, I didn't want to start Trayce, Draymond, and JK. I wanted a little more spacing, and I knew it would be a JK game. I knew he would play a lot because he's played well against this team. The matchups are good for him, and so I told him before the game, "You're going to play a lot. This is just about combinations and getting a little more spacing on the floor to start." So all it is just shuffling the lineup to try to get the right 5-man grouping on there. But without Steph and Wiggs, to me, it didn't make sense to start the 3 bigs without those guards.
You've mentioned how much you want to play Lindy, and he's kind of been buried because of a numbers game. Obviously, it opens up for him tonight because of the injuries. But how hard is he going to make it for you to get him off the floor?
Well, we've decided we're going to have a 13-man rotation now. We're going to go from 12 to 13. I've said it since day one of camp. This guy's a ball player. The game flows when he's out there. It's not just because he's a good shooter. He's a good basketball player. It's the shots that he doesn't take because of his patience. It's the cuts that he makes to the basket. It's getting into the fight defensively. From day one of camp, this guy has been one of our best players, frankly. But couldn't get him out there till tonight, and he's going to make his case for more playing time. So I don't know. I'm just happy to have this kind of depth for nights like tonight where we're missing 3 guys, and it'll pay off big time for us over the course of the 82.
Hey, Coach. In the first half, when the team wasn't shooting great, you guys kept it close with things like steals and offensive rebounds. And then in the second half, the shots started falling, and you guys sort of pulled away with it. So how important are the little things like the steals and the offensive rebounds when the shots aren't falling?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the name of the game is, can you win? Can you win when you're not shooting well? And how do you do that? You defend, you rebound, you keep your poise. Everybody who comes off the bench continues to bring energy, and that's what I liked most about this game tonight was we saw all of those things happen, and that allowed us to turn it around.
Buddy, only 3 points in that first half, I think, and then 25. I'm really bad at math. 25 through the rest of it. I know with shooters, you guys always say, just keep shooting, and one of them will eventually go in. What did you see from him and his game through the second half of tonight?
I saw the same thing I've seen from Buddy Hield for 8 years or however long he's been in the league. This is kind of what he's about. He's one of those guys who has a short memory. Missed shots don't bother him, and all it takes is one. And I just thought he was fantastic with his confidence and his rhythm, and just letting the game happen and not worrying about the misses early on.
Beyond his role or coming off the bench, what did JK do better than he hit in his first 3 games? I mean, you said pregame, obviously it's a small sample size, but he clearly seemed more engaged on defense, more under control on offense. Yeah. And what was your view of how he played? I
saw the same thing. I thought JK was great, and we're gonna need him. Obviously, I mean he's one of our most. He is our most athletic player. He's got great size, and there's games like tonight where we we have to have him, and there's other games where maybe things aren't going his way, and that's okay. It's like this is about winning, and this is a deep team. The thing I've asked all these guys to do is just commit, and every night's going to be different. And just because the first 3 games didn't really go his way, I mean, we got 78 more now. So I think it's okay for guys to have a slow start or a couple tough nights, but I'm very confident JK is going to make a huge impact for us.
Steve, Zion and Brandon combined for 61 of their points. What are the quick adjustments you want to see in 24 hours' time?
I'd like to see us not foul as often. 24 free throws. We probably got ourselves into positions to foul too often tonight. But Zion's a handful. I mean, he's so quick and so powerful. I thought Draymond did a great job on him, and Loon too when Loon was on him. But he's going to get his points. So Ingram got going early. Tough to stop him once he starts rolling. He's a great player. Look, we just played them, so we know what we have to do. But we got to do a little better job in those areas.
I was going to ask about that too, actually, but just is that a concerted effort to kind of hey, you guys can get yours, we'll make everyone else beat us? Nobody else had double-digit scoring on them.
Well, I mean, the focus when you play these guys is, Brandon and CJ, and then you kind of know no matter what you do, Zion's going to get his points. So you just try to make it as hard as possible. But I think the biggest thing we did tonight was disrupt them and force turnovers. I think they had 24 of them. So that allowed us to score some easy points. I mean, that's the name of the story of the game, 34 points off turnovers for us and only 5 for them. So that's the game right there. We just have to continue to try to be disruptive.
To that point, what'd you think of BP's floor game? I mean,
It's great, yeah. BP was fantastic. Obviously got some threes to go down, which I know felt good for him, but no turnovers, 5 assists, got us into our offense. The game flows well when he's out there. He knows how to move and cut. Same with Lindy, right? When those guys are moving and cutting, it activates Draymond. It gets Draymond more involved. When the ball moves and Draymond is part of the action, he gets better at the defensive end, and that's what happened tonight. Is just after that first quarter, the ball really started to hum, and we strung together a lot of good possessions. Thanks.
Steve, along those lines, that third quarter stretch when Moody came off after a basket at a timeout by the Pelicans, you seemed really excited about just the way guys were being unselfish and moving the ball. That sequence, that whole stretch there in the third seemed to be pretty significant.
I love my job.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's so fun. I mean, watching these guys play the way they did tonight, I still get excited. The only thing that I have to deal with is Raymond Ritter. That part of the job, I try to just take it one day at a time. But watching these guys play brings me a lot of joy, and that counteracts Raymond's impact. So thanks.